Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cardaholics of all ages, welcome back to Big Al's Cards. Thank you so much for watching. And in today's video, we're going to be discussing Topps and Fanatics having some major issues with one-of-one superfractors. So, for those who might not be aware, 2023 Bowman Chrome recently came out. Obviously, that product always has a ton of hype because everybody looks forward to the new prospects and pulling superfractors and superfractor autographs of some top prospects because those are worth, well, at least in our hobby, we have determined to be worth quite a bit of money. And over the last couple of weeks since this release, it's been discovered that Topps and Fanatics have actually produced multiple superfractors of various prospects. Now, I'm going to put some images on the screen just to show a couple of examples. These images were taken from Mario Alejandro on Twitter at Baseball Card Blog. So I want to make sure he gets full credit. He does a lot of research for the hobby. He's an amazing account. You should go follow him. But check out these images right now. So obviously, one-of-ones are a big deal in our hobby. We have made them to be something that is worth chasing, something worth owning. It's the only one in existence. Now, I have 3 or 4 one-of-ones in my collection, and I've got 2 of them here just to kind of talk about what the implication would be if there were actually multiple. Now, I can understand if you have a test copy that you tested printing on, but it was never released, that's one thing. But to have a second one-of-one of the exact same card with the serial number in the exact same spot is incredibly problematic. So let me show you what I mean. So I've got here my 2022 WWE Chronicles Trish Stratus Superfractor. I mean, it's the gold vinyl one-of-one for Panini terms, but basically this is what the Superfractor would look like, right? And there's only one of these in existence. Now, it's highly possible that Panini has a test copy somewhere, and they would potentially make another one if there was an issue with this card. But I paid several $100s for this card, and imagine my surprise if somebody were to pull another one out of a WWE Chronicles box. I'll give you another example. We all know I own the Gargano Prism Black one-of-one. Again, paid several $100s for this because it's the only one in existence. Nobody else is going to have this. Imagine if Panini accidentally let a second copy into existence, but it's serial numbered the exact same way in that exact same spot. Basically what Topps and Fanatics did. Now, there's some serious implications for this. Number one, they're no longer one-of-ones, right? They're one of two. And from what I'm seeing on Twitter, it's actually devaluing the product pretty significantly. We're actually seeing lower prices on Bowman Chrome Hobby. And I don't think HTA has really suffered the jumbo because I haven't seen any autographs suffer the same fate. But for the one-of-one base superfractors, we're seeing doubles on like 5 or 6 cards. And that's not good. Like, it devalues the product that these things are coming from, but it also devalues those cards pretty significantly. There was an example where a collector, I believe it's one of the examples that I showed in the video, a collector actually paid $3,000 for one of these one-of-ones. And then 3 days later, the second copy shows up on eBay and it's sold for like $560. So that collector that paid $3,000 is out $2,500. That is, I'll just say, it's insane to me that we could see like this actually happening. And the biggest issue is that Topps and Fanatics have yet to do anything about this. They have yet to address this. And it's a serious problem. Like, it's pretty clear that Fanatics really doesn't know what they're getting into with this hobby. And I'm going to be overly critical here because this is not the first time that we had an issue with Fanatics and what they're doing, right? We've had issues ever since they started taking everything over, pretty much making it clear it's a monopoly. They don't care. They're just in it for the money, right? So my issue is that as a company, if you have an issue as serious as this, it is your job to address the issue and they have said nothing, absolutely nothing. There has been no offer of financial compensation to the people who have pulled these. There has been no offer of anything. There hasn't even been an apology or that we're aware of what happened and they're looking into it. And if they did say that they're looking into it, where are the findings? Like, how did this happen? There's been nothing in terms of any kind of response from Topps and Fanatics, and it's scary. Because if they're not willing to respond to a big issue, do you think that they're really going to respond to a little issue? It really just goes to show that if they really aren't going to release a response to this, then we are not in a good place as a hobby. If we're going to go down this road where Fanatics is controlling everything, and they're not even going to pay attention to the fact that multiple superfractors of the same card were pulled from their product, then we've got a lot to worry about in the future in terms of quality control, in terms of customer service, and in terms of who's in charge of the hobby. So I could go on this, but I think I really just need to wrap it up here and just say, Topps, Fanatics, Michael Rubin, you have got to address this. You have got to address this issue. You guys did an okay job with 2022 Topps Chrome and the short prints. It was addressed. You had kudos for that. You even came up with a couple of very interesting solutions with the silver packs and with the buyback program to get people to actually buy the product, because nobody wanted it without those short prints. Now you have an opportunity to address something that I think is even bigger in this hobby. Multiple superfractors that are devaluing both the cards themselves and the product that you put out. So Michael Rubin, Topps, Fanatics, everybody in charge over there, I implore you, tell us what's going on. Address this issue, because the longer it goes on that you guys refuse to address what has happened, the bigger implications that I think this is going to have on your business. And you'll notice too that it's not even like no breakers, no hobby influencers have come out and talked about this. None of the quote unquote Fanatic sponsored breakers have talked about this, have raised any kind of concern about this. I've heard rumors that they've had to sign the Fanatics code of conduct where they don't criticize. I can go ahead and say I'm not sponsored, but I'm not in contact with anybody over there, so I can be as critical as I want. It's deplorable that you're not even letting breakers address this. Nobody's addressing this. But this is a serious problem. And it really goes to show that if this is how it's going to be, then really, I think we all should stop buying product and just buy singles. At that point, yeah, at some point, nobody's going to open any of the new product, but like, can we even trust Topps and Fanatics to get the job done right? Let's be real. Topps and Fanatics have done some good stuff this year, but there's also been quite a few screw-ups. This might be the biggest one yet. And if Michael Rubin and Topps and Fanatics don't give us any kind of address as to what caused this and how they're going to rectify the situation, then I think we as a hobby has some serious pondering about our future to do and how we go about collecting. Because collecting cards is always going to be there. Where you put your money, on the other hand, is a completely different story. And I hope that regardless of whether Topps, Fanatics, and Rubin address this issue or not, that this gives us reason to pause and address where we're going to put our money in the future. Those are my thoughts on this issue. Please let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching. Again, please follow Mario Alejandro on Twitter at BaseballCardBlog. He's an incredible hobby resource to follow. I highly recommend it. That's where I got the images from earlier in the video. Thank you all so much for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe. Again, comment your thoughts down below. Until next time, bye-bye.